Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the Commonwealth opened its first federally funded electric vehicle station in a move to go green. And after feeling powerless in an active shooter drill, a robotics team is thinking outside of the box to help law enforcement.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 a.m. on Tuesday, February 20th. Now let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your beautiful forecast for today.
Beautiful indeed, Olivia, for not only today, but tomorrow too. Outside we look from our WYMT studios. It's looking clear. It's feeling a little chilly, but it's still seasonable, sitting in the mid-20s. Let's go ahead and check out what's going on right now. Oh, gotta love technology this morning. One more double click here. Hold on, folks. Here we go. We'll skip ahead to temperature-wise, and again, it's 25 in Hazard. It's in the lower 30s right now at Jackson, 29 at Prestonsburg, 33 as you make your way around New Circle Road, 25 at Williamsburg to 27 at Harlan. Looky here, 32 at Wise, but up the road at Clintwood, it is 21. All right, here we go. Satellite radar composite showing some cloud cover issues coming in from the west. This is a disturbance that is losing its punch, and the shower action in the northern extent here also losing its punch. So we're just going to be dealing with some cloud cover issues as expected as we go through this morning. We average out to being partly cloudy as we head through your Tuesday, and a forecast high this afternoon at 56 in Hazard today. More about the first alert 7-day forecast and that next opportunity for shower action widespread across the region. That's all coming up in a few moments. Olivia?
All right, Tim, thank you. Cleaning up flood debris has been a challenge for officials in Breathitt County. Solid Waste Coordinator Gordon Hunter says in order to remove the debris and dumps, it takes a long process from estimating the cost, acquiring funding, and after finally getting the funding, it can take several months. He says they have received funding to help clean up some dump sites in the county.
We have received some funding to clean up a lot of these dump sites. I think we have several that we're going to be working on, and we are going to start on Highway 15 going towards Perry County later in this week, and hopefully if we can get them started, and as soon as we get those, we're going to start spreading out in the county and hitting some of the other ones as well.
Hunter says while it has been a long process obtaining some of the funding, it is important to know that officials are still working to clean up the areas devastated more than a year and a half ago. More than 24 people had to find a place to stay last night after a large apartment fire forced them out of their homes in Louisville. Firefighters say flames were coming from the second and third floors of the apartment complex. Nearly 100 firefighters were at the scene. Fire crews say everyone was able to make it out safely. It's not known what started the fire. State and local leaders broke ground yesterday on a new electric vehicle charging station in Madison County. It marks the first EV charging station in the southeastern U.S. to be built through the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program. Jeremy Toms reports from Richmond.
A bit of extra buzz swirled around the Circle K off exit 87 in Richmond this Monday as crews broke ground on a new electric vehicle charging station.
Here in Kentucky, we are supercharging our economy, and we are supercharging our future.
Kentucky is receiving $70 million in federal funding from the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program. This station marks the first built through NEVI in all of the southeastern United States.
I-75 is a key corridor, not just for Kentucky. 3% of the nation's GDP crosses the Brent Spence Bridge. This is a strategic location for chargers.
The site of these charging stations will soon become a lot more familiar for Kentucky's travelers, as that federal funding is going to support 40 fast charging stations across the state, with 24 of them expected to break ground this year.
if we're going to build what powers your vehicle, you need to be able to charge it here in Kentucky. And being a leader in this technology is pretty exciting.
This movement comes as Republican lawmakers filed a bill to protect retail filling stations. And Attorney General Coleman has sued Shailene Bott and the Biden administration over federal emissions rules. Governor Beshear says the Commonwealth should support traditional automobiles while also remaining open to the future of EVs.
This is an industry that for decades to come, there's going to be a lot of options in. If we want to be the automotive leader, we need to make sure we lead in each and every one of them.
In Richmond, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
Berea, Winchester, and London have also been awarded charging stations. At yesterday's groundbreaking, Governor Beshear opened up a new request for proposals to develop 16 more sites that will fill out this EV station network. One Letcher County school is working on creating ways to help law enforcement in some extreme cases. Arlie Boggs Elementary School's robotic team is working on a prototype to help with the Letcher County Sheriff's Office in the event of an active shooter scenario. The idea came after the school underwent a drill and the kids felt helpless and waiting for something to happen. The team coach Melissa Strand says this is a way to help police know where the shooter is when they arrive.
We need eyes in the school. Sometimes, our phones don't work here. It's a longer response time to get people here. So we wanted something that's here and ready to go and help when they get here, that when the police get here, they would already know where the shooter is or what to do.
Along with helping law enforcement in active shooter scenarios, the Arlie Boggs robotics team made history over the weekend. There are many aspects to living a life in harmony. Some say it's a life of peace, balance, and acceptance. But one family here in the mountains says they are truly living a life in harmony. I'm about to share their story, one they say did not come without heartbreak, but they remain full of hope with no other explanation than sweet, sweet harmony. The Mullins family has always loved the sound of music and the harmony that comes with it. That is why Toni Mullins and her 3 oldest daughters, Reagan, Kristen, and Danielle, often find themselves singing.
Happiness and joy, harmony fills the world with happiness and joy.
And in February 2023, Toni and Leon gave birth to another little girl, naming her Harmony. And they say she loves the sound of music just as much.
It's really strange how my daughter picked the name Harmony for her, and she loves to sing. So at 4 a.m. every morning, she wakes up her daddy singing.
Yeah.
I love that she's happy all the time, and that I love how she sings and everything she does.
And Reagan is not the only big sister wrapped around little Harmony's fingers.
She's sweet and kind, and she's very pretty.
Nearly every parent says their child is a miracle. Toni and Leon have 5, but their baby miracle celebrated a major milestone on Saturday. Harmony turned 1. For some, this may not seem like a big deal, but for little Harmony, her song was not expected to last this long.
We celebrated all of our kids' first birthdays, but this one is extra special.
Happy birthday, dear Harmony.
Shortly after Harmony's birth, her newborn screening came back showing something was wrong, which led to a very serious diagnosis.
She has a disease called Zellweger spectrum disorder, and she has the more severe part of the disease, which is called Zellweger syndrome.
According to the Health Resources and Services Administration, it is estimated only 80 babies are born with this condition each year.
When she was diagnosed, one of the first things they told us was that most babies pass before their first birthday.
Originally, at first, it was a pretty tough pill to swallow. I mean, No parent wants that news.
With little information and no cure, the Mullins family made the decision to continue living in harmony.
When you're faced with this situation, you really learn then to put your trust in God.
The Mullins say through the power of prayer, they are seeing a million little miracles. And with each one, they will continue raising awareness, believing more can be done for kids just like Harmony.
She is just such an important part of our family.
If anyone has truly lived up to that name, it's her, because no matter what situation or where you're at or who's around, she brings harmony to everybody with happiness.
And as they search, the Mullins promise to not stop living in harmony.
Teach me to live in harmony.
As the Mullins family continues raising awareness for Zellweger's spectrum disorder and money for research, they are planning a music festival this summer in Knott County called Harmony in the Mountains. The Mullins daughters made a video asking Chris Stapleton and his wife to headline the event. You can watch that video if you visit our link on our website. The family says all of the proceeds will go to a nonprofit organization leading the fight against Zellweger's spectrum disorder.
Oh my goodness, to follow that. What a tremendous story, Olivia. Fantastic job. And hopefully we can get everybody into Knott County this summer, right? Check out the temperatures this morning. Seasonably chilly, that's for sure. And yes, Jackson and Lexington running in the 30s, as well as Pikeville and Wise. Otherwise, the rest of us, minus Monticello, we're hanging out in the 20s this morning. A lot of clear skies. We did have a few clouds dotting the skies about 1, 2, 3 o'clock this morning. But we are tracking that disturbance coming in from the west. Now, the northern extent here, as you can see, has been losing its punch big time. That's great, because that's what the short-term model guidance indicated over the last couple of hours. And we want that after yesterday, right? It was gorgeous, a lot of sunshine and blue sky. Right on, spot on with the forecast high up to 52 in Jackson and Hazard yesterday. Well, over the next 12 hours, you can see we'll deal with the cloud cover issues the next few hours. Otherwise, we're back to the sunshine and that gorgeous Kentucky blue sky for the forecast high this afternoon, up to 56. More about the First Alert 7-day forecast. How long can this gorgeous sunshine last? We'll let you know in just a few moments. Olivia?
Thank you, Tim, and thanks for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. When we return, another atmospheric river puts nearly all of California under threat.